So, in case you're wondering what I'm doing, I am working on an order for a friend, and I'm making a cute little pig through a crochet style called amigurumi. Amigurumi is a style of crochet that you basically only use single crochets, and it's really easy to learn. Once you get the hang of crocheting and you know how to make single crochets and you learn how to make the magic ring, amigurumi is pretty easy to learn once you learn it. It might sound hard at first, but it's pretty easy. But right now I'm making the arms of the pig, and this is what I have so far of my pig that I'm making. This is the face. That's the body. There it is so far. And I've already made the feet. That's the feet. There's the other foot. And I've already made one arm. This is what I'm working on right now, is the other arm. So basically what you do is you start with a magic circle and you put 6 single crochets into your magic circle. Now I want to show you guys how I start my magic circle, because I do it a little different than how a lot of people start it. So what I do is I just wrap the yarn around my fingers like I'm normally going to crochet, and I hold the end tail with my finger and my thumb, just like that. And then what I do is I bring my crochet hook around this strand right here, and I wrap the yarn around the crochet hook so that it looks like that. While I'm still holding the yarn, I grab a strand of yarn with my hook from over here in between, and it's not the first strand but the second strand, and then I pull it through right here, this other loop that was wrapped around my finger. And then what I do, see how there's these 2 loops when you make your first God bless it. Let's try that again. It's kind of hard to show you. So like that, you let go of that, wrap it, you pull it through like that. You make 1 chain, that secures it. You make another, that starts your thing. You let go of your tail. You don't hold on to the tail. You let go of your tail, and then you grab the loop with your fingers. See, there's the loop right there. You grab the tail with the loop, because the tail is what's going to pull it tight once you get your 6 single crochet. So then here is the magic circle. Now what makes it magic is, I'll show you in a minute. So first you work 6 single crochets into the magic circle. This is going to be the hard part, starting it, because once you start it, you got to make sure you don't lose your magic circle or it's going to fall apart. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now I have 6 single crochets in the magic circle. Trying to make it focus. There. And it's going to look a little weird, and that's okay, because that's the way it's supposed to look. Now to close it, what you do is you let go of this, you hold the single crochets with your finger and your thumb, but not very tightly. And then you just kind of grab the tail and you pull it, and when you pull it, it closes your magic circle, and that's what makes it magic. and then you just let go of your tail. Now what I like to do to make it easier so I don't have to so much to weave in at the end of my project is I like to put the tail with the next row and crochet around it by bringing the tail with me when I crochet. So see how I got the tail kind of over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my closure. Let's try it again because I got it out of camera. See, I'm still learning the camera, how to position my hands. So I'm going to put it right here, and closure, like that, and then you just slip stitch it closed. You make a chain to secure, and then you just start normal like you normally do. Now when you are ready to start your next round, you just crochet over your tail and it'll hide your tail. Now when I'm making the arms, I don't do any increases. Increases is where you make it wider and wider and wider. You just keep single crocheting. So I'll show you. It's going to wind up making a tube instead of a flat circle. Now see how I'm just like covering the tail with my single crochet stitches. Now here is one thing I want to show you guys that is a trick about amigurumi. And this is where a lot of people get messed up. So you see how it kind of sort of looks like there's two stitches to work? Those aren't actually stitches. I'm going to show you guys something. See, this stitch right here is actually part of this single crochet. This stitch right here is part of this single crochet. So you do not work these two stitches. And this is where a lot of people get messed up, and then it doesn't turn out to be a perfect circle. It'll turn out wonky. It'll be lopsided. So no, you don't do that. So to kind of help keep that from happening is you grab this little tail and you pull it so it's a little tighter. You skip those two. Those are not stitches that you normally would work. And you do a slip stitch and you close it up, and then you keep on going. So I have 8 rows to do. So that was row 1. What? That was row 1. Sorry, I was talking to my kid who is my camera person. Say hi, Elsa.
Hi, I was cheering for you.
Oh.
Because I couldn't use my other hand, so I did this.
This is row 2. So look, that's magic circle row. That's row 1. That's row 2. Now I'm on row 3. And once you learn it, it works up pretty quick. So you just kind of slip stitch it like so. Now I'm on row 4. I'm kind of new to doing a video like this, so if I accidentally get out of the camera, you'll have to forgive me. I'm still learning to keep my hands, because normally I crochet much faster when I'm not having to deal with cameras. This is row 5. Now see, there it is. See that how this kind of looks like a stitch? You don't go into that stitch. you just skip it and then go into here. Just make sure that you're counting your single crochet stitches, because that's how you know for sure that you're at the end of your thing. And I'm on row 6. On row 7. Now I want to show you something. What I do to keep my thing from not getting wider and wider is I don't go into this stitch right here that's beside it. I go into the stitch where it's actually connected. So you'll see how there's a stitch that is directly beside your chain, and that is the one that you go into. So I'll go slow so I can show you guys how I keep mine from getting wider and wider. So that's one, and there's, remember I did 6 of the single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to show you guys a little trick that I learned to help keep it from going straight. Normally there's this one right here, and you could work it, but then that's going to cause your project to get wide and crooked. So what I like to do is I like to skip it and go to the next one. And then when I do the slip stitch, this right here, hang on, I'm going to chain it so I can close it and show you. This right here, this little stitch that I made when I did that slip stitch will count as the 6th stitch. So just make sure in order to keep it straight, because look, I want to show you something. When you're working on a project and you don't do it, sometimes what will happen is it'll get wider towards the top and it won't stay straight. Now the only reason why this looks wide is because it's closed, and that tends to happen. But once you finish the closure, if you look, it's not going to be crooked no more.